early stop, but my phone kept vibrating and some other things were going on, so I had to correct that. So we're gonna try this again. As I said earlier, I was reading my prologue from the novel that I'm writing called Heart Song to the Moon. It is a Carpathian romance, erotica. Not too much of the erotic part, but it's pretty good. Forgive me if I'm not really looking at the camera because, as I said, I'm reading this from my laptop and I'm recording on my phone. So please leave some comments, some feedback. I love critique as long as it's constructive. I look a mess. So, guys, feel free to give me some feedback, okay? Let's see. She sensed something lurking in the shadows, watching her silently, preying on her vulnerability. Quickly, she grew tired of the cat and mouse game, calling out to the shadows, "Show yourself! Enough of this hiding amongst the shadows." Surveying all that lay before her, he stepped into the dimness of light behind her. Wickedly, he chuckled. Startling her, she snapped around to gaze upon him, examining his person from his feet to his toned thighs that seemed to be etched by the highest sculptor, to his sculpted waist and his rippled abs, chiseled by the cherubs, to his wide chest and his broad shoulders, to his full lips, to his heart-stopping eyes. It was there that their gaze met, seeming to do a waltz, and hers sparkled and his twinkled in the dim moonlight. Fire seemed to ignite between them. Was she not his prey? Was he not her hunter? Finally he spoke. One so beautiful should never be out alone at this hour. His voice was smooth like jazz, but rich like chocolate. The baritone played at her heart like strings of a bass. Narrowing her gaze, she snapped. Coming from one who's stalking me. Now be gone with you. I've had a long day. Never taking her eyes off him, she hoped he would leave. Yet a part of her wanted him to stay. He was strange and seductively mysterious. A smile played across his beautifully tempting mouth. My dear lady, I was not stalking you, simply walking on the same side of the road as yourself. Why did he have to smile? Suddenly, she felt that icy barrier she had up slowly begin to melt away. It was strange. Every moment she tried to look away, he just drew her back in. What was he doing to her? Yes, that may be the case, but still be gone with you. Her voice cracked with nervous energy. The palms of her hands were sweaty. The pace of her heart began to quicken. Softly he spoke. Very well, miss. However, I cannot leave you to walk home alone at this hour. I will leave once I know you are safely home. Debating on her options, she sighed as she narrowed her gaze once more. Fine, but you must leave immediately afterwards. Quickly turning on her heels, she once again headed up the street. Her stride seemed to lengthen drastically. Did she really despise company? Or was it just his presence that sent her senses soaring? Another smile played across his lips, amused by her strange behavior. As she waited for her chance to cross the busy intersection, the moonlight hit her, bathing her in a luminescent beauty. Her skin seemed to shimmer. You really don't have to do this. I take this route every evening. I assure you, I'll be fine. She offered him the sweetest smile he'd ever seen. Suddenly, he frowned. A pain in his chest that he hadn't felt in a millennia struck him, taking him by surprise. Now, I already told you, I cannot allow that. He knew she was watching him, observing, and trying to figure him out. Where are my manners? The thought dawned on him. He never properly introduced himself. My name is Takeo Shinayuri. A pleasure to meet you. He extended his hand gracefully and offered a warm smile. Slowly, she extended hers in return. Scarlett to Cheryl. A pleasure, I'm sure. Once their hands connected, fireworks went off. It was then that Takeo knew that she was the one. But was he really ready for eternity? What if she didn't ever want to? So that's the prologue to my book, to my novel, okay? I hope it was detailed enough for you guys. I really want some feedback. I have written so far up to, I believe, 5 chapters. Actually, it's only 4. I've been working on this book for a long time. I keep getting writer's block because I don't have anyone here to critique what I have so far. And a lot of people don't actually want to critique. I don't know why. So I actually want some positive, constructive criticism. I want to know if this would be a good book. As I said, this is just the prologue. I have 4 chapters. I'm not going to sit here and read all 4 because that would be like maybe, I don't know, an hour, 30 minutes, mostly. Say 30 minutes. I won't say an hour, 30 minutes maybe. It's a lot of detail. It's got a lot of funny characters in there. It's got a lot of interesting tidbits, a lot of detail. I'm a very detailed writer. But yeah, you guys can always check out my poetry. I will do some poetry live. Now that I figured out how to use live. I have some videos already up on my channel. I got 1 subscriber. I feel so awesome. Yay. So you guys come check out my poetry. I do performances. I think it's every other Friday at the Alley Cat Lounge Restaurant in Alexandria, Virginia, for those who are local. I am looking for a few other places in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, such as D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. If you guys, if I get over at least 500 subscribers or followers, then I might actually consider traveling outside of my tri-state area. So you guys, again, check out my poetry. Give me some feedback on the prologue to this novel. I look forward to hearing from you guys. If necessary, I will read chapter 1 probably tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But you guys have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. It is the starting of the weekend. Friday is tomorrow. So don't drink and drive. Be cautious. And please pay attention to your speeding. Love you guys. Be easy.